Okay, we stopped at 18. So the next ones said to write a polynomial function f of least degree that has rational coefficients, a leading coefficient of 1, and the given zeros. So
I need 4 of those words.
I hope you knew a lot more of those words than that. So 22, they give us -5, -1, and 2. So these are the zeros.
Oh, so we're just doing it backwards?
Yes. And they want to know what is the function.
When we spell zeros, are we supposed to put OS or OES?
I've been doing OES, but
I thought it was
wrong.
OES.
It's just OS.
That's
But
weird.
zeros with an S just says zeros, but zeros with an ES says zeros, right?
What are y'all
It's
talking
so
about?
But like when
It's spelled the correct way is just OS.
That's weird.
SOS.
Why do we want to add
Well,
You know
you wouldn't
SO
add an E if you were
What does
saying
SOS
Oreos.
stand for?
Yes, you would.
Security.
No, you don't.
No.
you don't.
There's an E in Oreo.
You wouldn't
Before
add an
the
X.
No, she's saying after the O.
Okay.
That's
That's
weird.
yeah, but what about heroes?
Oh.
It's still just
No,
No, it's
OES.
Like when a word ends in O, it's ES, right?
Yeah.
English no longer has
I'm
any
confused.
rules.
What
I'm
are we
confused.
talking
English
about?
is so dumb.
Like,
It's
they're
only
like,
one
I don't know. I don't care. X equals -5, X equals -1, and X equals 2. These are the zeros.
It's spelled like that. You don't put.
Can we
it's
stop?
actually-
You're so late.
Okay.
You don't put.
So when we want to find the factors, we move this stuff over. You do not need to write all this stuff that I'm doing right now. You can go straight to the factors, okay? But I'm just doing this so that we can see it. So this would be x plus 5 equals 0, x plus 1 equals 0, and x minus 2 equals 0. These would be our factors.
Not X minus 1. So we're doing the opposite.
Look.
We
Oh,
moved
yeah.
it over.
Wait.
No, that's 0. We're setting it to 0.
So the way that we set this up, f of x equals, we put the stuff that's like the x plus 5, x plus 1, x minus 2, we multiply those things. So x plus 5 times x plus 1 times x minus 2. And then we FOIL / superfoil. So I've got x squared plus 5x plus x, so that's plus 6x plus 5. And then it gets multiplied by x minus 2. So I've got x cubed minus 2x squared plus 6x squared minus 12x plus 5x minus 10.
I don't remember how to do the superfoil part.
Just each piece.
It's not that hard.
So we do x squared times x, x squared times -2, and then 6x times x, 6 times -2, and keep
You
going.
just.
Okay.
So I've got x cubed plus 4x squared minus 7x minus 10.
I got that.
No, it's 12, not 18.
Who said 18?
What?
So
Zach's like 2 steps behind us.
That's just my paper was stuck.
Your paper was
His
stuck.
paper wasn't charged. Why is your foot on you?
No straight in my leg.
Okay.
Stop when you did that.
That wasn't too bad.
Wait, it's x cubed plus 4x squared
Yeah, he's right.
minus
I don't think Zach is doing so well.
x.
Okay.
Have you tried turning it off?
26.
26, that's my favorite number.
Y'all, bro.
No.
Your favorite number was
-1,
I know.
2, and -3i.
Oh no.
Oh, I like that one. Wait.
Ew!
Alright, so
Guess what?
there was a theorem that you had in your notes. It was called the complex conjugates theorem.
It's a big word.
No. I don't know
If
that
f is a polynomial function with real coefficients and a plus bi is an imaginary zero of f, then a minus bi is also a zero of f. So if negative 3i is a 0, positive 3i is also a 0.
I agree.
But they're only going to tell you one of them. You have to find you have to recognize that there's another one.
It's only when I is by itself. Like if it's I squared, you just flip the sign. If it's I to the third, it's the negative.
We're not doing the experiments.
That's not what this is, but yes.
Yes.
Okay. Any idea as to why if negative 3i is
it
then
rhymes
positive
with
3i has to be?
Because
Because
it rhymes with
if
I.
it's
imaginary.
if it's squared, it's negative, right? Right?
No,
Let me rephrase. How do we get an i?
You gotta
Absolute
Square root of
value.
negative one.
The square root of negative 1. What happens when we take the square root of something?
Oh,
Plus
it's
or
positive
minus?
or negative.
It's plus or minus. So this applies for i's, but it'll also apply if I had plus the square root of 5 minus the square root of 5 is also a 0. Okay, it
Plus
works the same way.
5 minus the square root of 5 is 0. Yes.
Hey Daniel,
I agree.
they should have had you playing the piano.
I know. I was thinking that the whole time.
I'll keep that in mind for
I-
next year.
I don't even know.
Wait, I'm
Like, I
sorry
can
to
play
go
all
off
the
track,
stuff.
but why were they playing sad up music?
I didn't pick the music. That was not my doing.
Yes,
We're
they
using
played
up
the-
music.
That was not my job. Everything else was my job, but that was not my
I
job.
mean, if you don't want it, like you don't need it.
It
But
was very-
I'm willing to do it if you want.
The
me to.
music
too.
was kind of.
Also,
Okay,
why would
stages
they?
would be
Why
like
would the
it.
people who are like walking each other not standing next to each other on the stage?
Because we had to stagger. Oh, that's a big word. Staggered.
Two
Because
syllables.
that's how it always is.
Like 6 letters.
Okay, anyways, back to this. So I'm not going to write out every little step like I did here. I'm going to go straight to these factors. Okay?
Okay.
I trust that we can do that. We just changed the sign when we put them with x. So f of x equals x plus 1 times x minus 2 times x plus 3i times x minus 3i. Now, what are these?
Group.
Oh, so
Same.
difference of it's a yes.
Difference of squares.
Difference of squares, okay?
Oh my gosh, I don't know what that is.
So typically what I do is when I have 4 things, I'll do the first 2 and then I'll put those in a parentheses and then I'll do the last 2 and I'll put those in parentheses so that I don't have so many like separate steps happening like all the way down. So x plus 1 times x minus 2 gives me what?
X squared
minus x minus
plus
Negative 2.
X squared minus x minus 2 because it was plus x minus 2x, which gives us that middle term.
X squared minus 9.
No, plus 9. Right?
Well,
Minus.
I was
No,
about to
'cause
say
it's I
minus
squared.
I squared, and I was about to change it.
That's minus 1, right?
yes,
Oh.
it would have been x squared minus 9i squared, but this would be rewritten as plus 9 if you want to do it that way.
Yeah, let me finish.
Okay,
this step.
so we have x squared, and then
And we remember I squared is -1, correct?
negative I squared,
Okay.
and then wait, I'm confused.
So
first-
now I multiply each of these things. So x squared times each of these pieces gives me x to the 4th, and then plus 9x squared. Then negative x times each of these things, so that's negative x cubed minus 9x.
Minus 18.
Then minus 2x squared, and then minus 18. And then combine like terms. If you're not going to say it in the order that we're doing it, can you like not say it out loud? Because I'm pretty sure you're
Yeah.
confusing people.
You're confusing me, Zach.
Wait, y'all aren't there.
So then minus x cubed. We have 2 different things that are x squared, so combine those. That's 7x squared minus 9x minus 18. And that is your
Can you
new
keep that problem on
function.
the board for a second and try to figure out how I foiled that? So x
You
squared,
got it.
and then outside 3ix, inside negative 3ix, last 9i squared. Okay, so when I'm right, because those two cancel each other out, which means that the last part is negative 9i squared. Okay, I got it now. I got it now. You heard that, Ryan? I got it now.
All right, I'm going to do one more problem for you.
I felt weird. I felt that in my chest.
For me, it's an entire sheet of paper.
Great.
No.
I'm just letting you know in case you're like close to the end of a page, you may not want to start this problem.
Is this enough?
No.
I got it.
You probably can get it on there if you don't write super big.
This is appreciate
Okay.
You probably can fit it on there if you don't write super big.
I want
I
to get
have
a
a quarter of a page.
I can fit it.
I want to get a notebook that has just like completely
No.
clear
I'm
paper.
gonna test my luck.
Yeah.
I mean, not clear, but like blank paper
Good luck.
instead of lines.
It
Like
would
a
so
drawing
bad.
book?
All of your problems would be doing like this.
I have that in my bag.
Whoa. What'd you make your
That's what I
glasses
use.
out of?
Pipe cleaners.
But I mean, like, I already have.
Okay.
Oh.
That makes more sense now.
But
It's like
I
was
can't
waiting
write
for,
without
like,
lines, but then the lines are too big and I don't have enough room in my paper.
Then
I
get
can write.
college ruled paper.
This is college ruled, but
This is
like,
That is
you
top
arguing?
to
I thought
bottom.
you
I'm not
drew a
arguing,
Sharpie
I'm
on
explaining my
your
point.
second. It looks like
You're hurting my brain.
I don't even know
but,
what
like,
my
I don't
point
know
is
how
anymore.
you're hurting my brain.
I know what I said. but
Alright.
I understand how.
31. The zeros that are given are 3, 4 plus 2i, 1 plus the square root of 7.
Oh yeah, I totally got this.
Alright, so if 4 plus 2i is a 0,
4 minus
Minus
2
2
y is a 0.
4 minus 2i also has to be 1.
And it's the same for the square root too.
Yep, if 1 plus the square root of 7 is, 1 minus the square root of 7 also is. Now, on this problem, I'm going to go back and do it like I did this one where I set this stuff up because people tend to get signs wrong. So, x equals 3, x equals 4 plus 2i, x equals 1 plus the square root of 7, x equals 4 minus 2i, x equals 1 minus the square root of 7. So moving everything over, and I'm not going to put the equal to 0 part, I'm just going to write them as the factors, but I want us to see this as we move the stuff around. When I move the 3 over, I get x minus 3. When I move the 4 and the 2i over, both of those things have to be subtracted, so it's x minus 4 minus 2i. Now, I would recommend that you do the other one that has i's involved in it next, so that you can multiply those things by each other.
Okay.
So x minus 4 plus 2i. And then x minus 1 minus the square root of 7. And then the other one, x minus 1 plus the square root of 7.
That's weird.
I really don't like this.
I like it. I think.
Alright, so I'm going to copy down the x minus 3 and I'm going to save that to multiply at the end.
Thank you.
Because the other stuff looks like it goes together, right?
Yes,
Yes.
it does.
At least kind of, sort of.
Yes.
Somewhat.
I gotta see.
Oh, yeah, because they have the same numbers.
Good job, Sophie.
Alright, so I'm going to put a bracket here and work with the I stuff. So I've got x times x is x squared. Then I've got minus 4x. Then I've got plus 2ix.
2ix.
Then I've got minus 4x. I've got plus 16. I've got minus 8i. Is everybody with me?
Oh, I see.
All right, then the 2i times everything, negative 2ix, plus 8i, minus 4i squared.
Wow. That's fascinating.
I'm going to have to go to another line. I'm going to leave room underneath this to be able to cancel stuff out and rewrite. So I'm going to, if you're doing it on line paper, you might want to skip a line. And then I'm going to do this stuff with the square roots in it. So I've got x squared minus x plus x times the square root of 7. It doesn't matter which way you write it, just as long as you have it. Minus x plus 1 minus the square root of 7 minus x times the square root of 7 plus the square root of 7 and then minus 7.
That's a lot of square root of sevens.
It's a lot of things.
I don't think I've ever seen like x root of something or an x, a 2ix or something like that.
Unfortunately,
Because the standard
get a lot
form
of
is
those.
supposed to be a plus bi.
Yes. Since they're canceling, I'm not doing it that way.
Oh shoot! I'm trying to like copy this from the board, but I'm getting lost in all the numbers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure that everybody has this before we keep going.
I'm not exactly sure where all of these numbers came from, but I'm writing them down.
I did them in order, so I did like in this one x times this, x times this, x times this.
Okay.
Then I did -4 times this, -4 times that, -4 times that. Then -2i times each of these things. And then I followed the same process over here. I'll always do the first term times all three things, the second term times all three things, and then the third term times all three things.
Okay.
Well, it's taken us 16 years to get here.
I think ancient Indians are good in algebra.
Well, I don't like
Asian
them.
Indians.
Ancient.
Oh. I was like, what?
Wait, Indians are Asian though.
Yeah, but
Indians-
not really.
Yes, really. It's in
I mean,
Asia.
they're from Asia, but they're not really like Asian.
But
you know
that
what I
makes
mean?
them Asian if they're from
They're
Asia.
literally
Well, like-
Okay, we are going to start canceling things. So in this first one, there's a lot happening. I see a -8i and a +8i. I'm going to get rid of that.
Oh.
I see a +2ix and a -2ix. I'm canceling that.
Yeah, we don't have to use it.
I'm so confused.
And then I see a -4i squared, which would be a +4.
Oh wait, I got it.
Is this what
Can
we're
I say
writing
it?
under it? Like, can I put the +4 under the line?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
I want to say it.
How did I get the negative?
As Ryan so quietly said, x squared minus 8x plus 20 is what you're left with.
As quiet as I thought.
Or I just have really good hearing.
Not as good as Dex.
He heard into the
Future.
Like 10
Zachary,
minutes into the
future.
future.
All right, then on this next one, I've got a plus x root 7 and a minus x root 7, so I'm going to cancel that. I've got a minus root 7 and a plus root 7, so I'm going to get rid of that.
Wait.
Ryan, you want to take this one too?
X squared minus 2x minus 6.
Hold on.
And guess what?
Think
We get
about
to multiply again.
Great.
Daniel
Well,
looked
this is-
so mad about that.
There's a person.
I still
You're not testing, right? We can just begin?
No, yeah, I'm just teaching.
So again, it's Spirit Week. And this is math. And which math is this?
Algebra 2
Algebra
advanced.
two.
Algebra 2 advanced.
Algebra 2 trig advanced.
And there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I made that very and weird.
I think they should ban tours during Spirit Week.
Wait, so why did we leave a space again?
I was gonna write this underneath and then I just decided not to.
Dang it!
Do you have a question, Julia?
Paper now.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna again multiply these two bigger things and leave the x minus 3 for last because this obviously looks a lot easier than all of this. So, I'm leaving the x minus 3.
You think you have a lot of questions? Look at me.
In here, I've got x to the 4th minus 2x cubed minus 6x squared. So that was x squared times everything in the second one. Then I've got the negative 8x times everything. So negative 8x cubed plus 16x squared plus, oh gosh, that's 48, right? 48x. I don't know why 8 times 6 always throws me for a loop. I don't know. I could not express to you why. It just always
8
does.
times 6 is 48.
And then 20 times everything. So I've got plus 20x squared minus 40x. And then minus, what was that, 120? It only kind of fits. I almost got it all in there.
I need to start.
So why is this in
papers
brackets?
sideways.
Why did we-
Just, it doesn't matter. Brackets and parentheses don't matter. I just do it usually to just keep everything straight of like where everything is because my brackets usually look a little nicer than parentheses.
Okay.
But it does not matter.
How did we get that 12 of that? Oh, it's 120.
It's 120. It's just smushed in there. I was running out of room.
It's 120.
All right, so then simplify that down. So I've got x minus 3.
What about the x
X to the 4th. 2x, negative
X to the
10x.
negative
10x
minus
cubed.
10x cubed. The cube.
minus 10x
Plus 20.
Plus 30x squared.
plus 30.
Squared.
Plus
I can.
8x minus 120.
Ryan, did you just say plus 30?
Yes.
Where did we get 30?
See, I'm right.
I was asking where we got 30.
Because look.
Oh, I see
minus
the
6,
ten.
Negative 6,
and then you
positive
take it off
16,
the 16,
positive
and you
20.
add 10 to 20.
I see
Forgot the
it.
one.
Then I've got 48 and negative 40, so that's 8.
This should not be happening.
And then minus 120. And then we get to
Almost
multiply one more time.
Sadness
Shepard,
is
this
how
should
I
not be
feel about
happening.
this problem.
This stereo.
There's a reason I saved this problem for today.
Right.
That's there.
All right, x to the 5th minus 10x to the 4th plus 30x cubed plus 8x squared minus 120x. Oh gosh, I did not leave enough room.
It's okay.
Okay. Minus 3x to the 4th plus 30x cubed. I'm going to a new line. Minus 90x squared minus 24x
Why is it so
plus 360.
360
I got
knows
that
go
too.
for that.
X to the 5th.
All right, so now simplified. X to the 5th
Negative 13x to the 4th.
Plus 60x to the 3rd.
No.
Yeah,
Plus
30 is
60x to the 3rd.
Yes.
Did you get these right?
No, it's
Are you done?
30x
Yes.
cubed.
60x cubed.
That's what.
Minus
There's
82x
two of them.
squared.
Plus.
Hold on, Zach. We're not there. Not everybody's as smart as you.
Plus, it's actually, it's you. It's
No, it's negative, Zach.
plus negative
Minus 142 x.
Wait, 144.
144. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I got you.
Plus 360.
And there's your final answer.
That kind of just looks like
Finally.
everything.
That
we
was not
have
worth
already
it at
done.
all.
It was.
Yes,
It was.
So what do the science people guys do with this? Like, what
Put your
is
toes
this
away.
I don't know how that took
Well,
you.
mine's actually makes
I don't know specifically what they do with it.
I mean,
So
mine-
this
mine-
math is just to
mine-
prove that certain
mine-
numbers work with other numbers, but not to actually help the human race improve.
It's used for something. I mean,
If you're driving
It is
close-
reasonable.
I mean, if you're building a bridge and like you have to have all
Your notes.
3 places where the bridge crosses.
helps you determine the speed of a boat.
Look at the speedometer on
Nah.
the boat.
Well, who figured that out?
It's in
Wait a
not.
minute, wait a minute.
The motor.
There's no speed limit on the water.
It's in not.
You use DO.
I'm not sure if
no,
that's
no,
true.
equals RT
No
or
wake
whatever.
areas, but that doesn't have anything to do
We're
with
gonna
speed.
start
That's just watching the
just
water,
because
make
he
sure you're
said that
not
we're
making
gonna
waves.
start
not
having
supposed to
traffic
go
I'm
near
pretty sure
accidents
the
on the
marine
water.
marine police can.
What?
No one cares.
Yeah, no
Like
one knows.
roads on the water for boats.
Imagine getting pulled over for
Speed
going
limit.
All right.
Water police.
Any questions?
Yes. No.
No.
Okay.
Hopefully
All of
none
them, but then what about?
5, 7, 15, 17, 20. Wait.
No, nane wa desu.
21,
Boku no name.
I think we might
25.
need to work 8 tomorrow.
Ayo booty.
That's so many.
27, and 29.
So you have a quiz tomorrow.
You do not have a quiz tomorrow. It's obviously getting moved.
Thank you. I got really
That was when
scared.
I thought we were going to get through this whole section yesterday, and then I looked at the section and went, no chance.
5, 7,